Sanctuary was never meant for humankind. It was forged as a refuge from the war between the high heavens and the burning hells. Instead, it became a new battleground in this eternal conflict. A secretive group called the Haradrim has kept mortals safe. But now this once powerful order is a husk of what it was, and Sanctuary's ancient creators have returned to claim the hearts of humankind. This is the story of their downfall.
I should find better shelter before I freeze.
Hello everybody and welcome back. My name is Winback, and on today's episode of RPG Radio, we're going to be playing the bright, shiny, new, grim, dark, gritty Diablo 4. Fortunately, I was able to get into the closed early access for D4, and I have to say, even though it was only 3 days worth of playing the game, I am in love. Now, this video isn't necessarily going to be a review. I have a lot to talk about, but there's also a lot of footage of this game. Over the weekend, I was able to record anywhere from 10 to 20 hours of gameplay, and that is split between two classes. The Barbarian and the Rogue, and with the Barbarian I was able to get at least 3 different builds with some decent level of footage, so I'll be showing those to you over the course of the next few episodes on this channel. If you're at all interested in this game, stay tuned because there is quite a bit of content coming.
Oswin, hush! I'm sorry, Wanderer. You've come at a difficult time. This madman just stumbled into town and started causing trouble.
Demons spilling from the ruins! Kill us all! Kill us all!
Ruins? What is he talking about?
Come, I'll explain. We'll do what we can for him. Might have to keep him in the shed for now, though. He tried to bite off Oswin's fingers. Could you protect us from whatever is out there? We have nowhere else to turn.
No one should live in fear. I will cleanse the old ruins of evil.
Truly? Oh, thank you.
Whenever it comes to Diablo 4, I'm going to do my best to try to let the characters talk as much as they do in the game itself, because the story and everything going on in the background is absolutely beautifully told, as only some of those Blizzard developers are capable of. Now, that being said, the developers on Diablo 4 are the real heroes, and by no means is this a shining review of what Blizzard as a company is. So, let that be my disclaimer for everything. I absolutely love the Diablo 4 development team, but the people who do all the funding can, well, you can use your imagination. But that's enough of a detour into the behind the scenes, behind the curtain of the gaming industry. Let's just talk about the game on the screen. The isometric action RPG, open world, small party, super cozy hack and slash that is Diablo 4 and the Diablo franchise. If you're not familiar with this game or any of the games that have come before, you should know one of 3 different things. Number 1, combat is always incredibly fun. Everyone has their complaints about one thing or the other, and it all really ties down to just how deep with whichever iteration you go for, but combat, no matter what, across every Diablo game has always been super enjoyable. So, with that being said, point number 2, the lore in Diablo, the story, everything going on behind our character is devilishly entertaining. Throughout the universe of Diablo, the story from 1, 2, and 3 has been a little bit disjointed, but the way in which Diablo has the story told and unfold for the player is through lore notes that are picked up in the environment while you're playing, and then through short cutscenes filled in while your character progresses through the game. Now, in the beta, we're only privy to Act 1, but Act 1 is absolutely rife with side quests and notes and so many different things going on that it is impossible not to get almost consumed by what is happening around us. Diablo 2 was actually my introduction to this type of game, and it's because of the lore and because of the way that the story is told through each of these games since that I've developed such a fondness for this type of storytelling, this type of world building, and everything that they've been able to do with a very simple idea of good versus evil, heaven versus hell, demons, angels, and all of the people trapped in between. Reason number 3 to pick up this game might be a little bit more biased, in my opinion, but the nostalgia factor is 100%. For anyone who played the first or the second Diablo and loved the atmosphere, the darkness, everything that made it this gothic fantasy universe, something similar to Warhammer, I would say, all here, and it is turned up to 11. If you played Diablo 3, one of the big complaints that I hear when it comes to Diablo 3 is that it's very cartoony. It took a very kid glove approach to some of the horror and more fantasy elements of the story, and it really dug in. You felt more like a superhero in Diablo 3 than you felt like an adventurer against the world. Diablo 4, however, does change things up. There is an underlying story, there's a main narrative arc that your character is chasing, but you don't feel like you are the only one in the world capable of taking on anything. You feel like you could be that reluctant hero that is pushed into the position of heroism and exploration instead of, a superhero or a god like you were in Diablo 3. Now, that being said, I absolutely love Diablo 3 for everything it is and everything that it continued to do with the Diablo franchise, but I can understand why people have their complaints about that game. But really, we took a lot of the good aspects of combat from Diablo 3 and we put them into Diablo 4, fine-tuned them even further, and this game has become the pinnacle of fun when it comes to killing enemies, completing the gameplay loop, and just making a player want more, which may be a little bit scary because the monetization in this game, while Blizzard is saying it will be cosmetic only, it will not be predatory, it's Blizzard. They have a reputation right now for a reason, so I sincerely hope that they do not take this game the direction of Diablo Immortal and let the players play it the way that it is intended to be played. I'm completely okay with paying for cosmetics, especially if some of them are cool. I 100% believe that I'll be playing this game for hundreds upon thousands of hours. It is that good. I know in a single weekend, it's worth it. That was only the first boss of the game. I'd even venture to say that that is something of a tutorial boss for Diablo 4. Even with that understanding, I mean, you could just see how gritty and visceral and fun the combat can be. You move, you dodge, you attack, you do so many different things, and it's just kind of this fluid, I don't know, dynamic between the enemies and the player.
The old ruins are clear. Your town should be safe now.
Truly! Ha! By the light, you are heaven sent! Oh, I'm so sorry. We haven't any coin to offer. But we have hot stew, good company, and...
Stay for a pint.
Wash out the taste of the stew.
We'd be honored if you'd join us.
To our savior!
No, I do want to let the game, like I said, speak for itself, so I'm letting a lot of the cinematic moments play out, and just like that, there's going to be at least a couple of them in these first few videos. Seeing as how it is only a beta, there is going to be a lot of character and NPC talk, and there will be some punctuated moments of story, cinematic, and cutscene flavored throughout there. I'm not particularly sure why this wagon scene took as long as it did, but maybe this is just a smaller world inside of the game, and the game is actually loading the larger overworld for us to play in. So it just, I don't know. The pacing is kind of weird. It's really slow. It's got to give us these little blurbs, which aren't the worst thing in the world. They're kind of, you know, interesting to read, but they definitely don't take this long to read. So, I don't know. It's kind of strange. Maybe the humming has something to do with something, but regardless of all that, we'll watch the rest unfold.
By mother's blood, by mother's body, so shall you witness her glory before you die. Not ready yet.
They're coming! The whole damned village! Get up! Get up! We have to fight our way out! There! Take them! May the light preserve us.
This is another really kind of subtle inference, but if you're at all familiar with Diablo 3, if you played through the story of that, and even earlier games, you might have this idea that the townsfolk, the NPCs in the game are, you know, they're victims, they need help. But in Diablo 4, I came into the tutorial like, oh, these gonna be nice people, and then they're not.
That was all of them. Light willing. Madman. Those heretics drugged me after I returned from the ruins. Just like you. I came to my wits and escaped. Tried to get inside the chapel, but it was locked and... What manner of evil is this? Petals? Of blood?
They must have fed them to me.
A blasphemous ritual. How did they learn this? Perhaps the answer lies in the chapel. They kept it locked up for a reason. The key might be on that woman who was leading them.
If there is one thing that's going to sell me on this game, even more than everything that I've already mentioned, it's just the storytelling. It's incredibly... well, hopefully it's very well thought out. The plot is always going to have some suspicion, because you never know what the ending is going to be until the ending happens. So it's fueled by people's speculation and everything that could possibly go right, and then it's suddenly taking
Only
a
fire
nosedive
can
off a
cleanse
cliff,
the
which
darkness in this
is
place.
not uncommon for Blizzard.
Like the ones I was fed. Is this real?
Shameful. Our Father has granted you a path to salvation. And yet, you stray from it at every opportunity. You drink and gamble. You covet and steal. Shameful.
Sin is their birthright. My children. The lords of hell are coming to devour our world. Salvation lies not in the light, but in you. The faith has taught you to deny your heart's desire and turned you into a prisoner within yourself. Break the chains and discover who you were meant to be. Break the chains and be beautiful in sin.
Resist! Resist her temptation! Vani, it's me. I brought your child into this world.
They have awakened, Mother.
The first of many. Go to the dry steps and continue your preparations. Now, our true work begins.
You came to thank the light. Looking for the town priest. He stopped sending tithes, and I came to find out why. As I neared the village, I sensed darkness around the ruins. I went to investigate. Found the priest's body. Demons. Foolishly, I took shelter in Nevesk and ate their food. You know the rest. You collapsed inside. I thought the darkness had swallowed you. I dragged you here and put this cursed place to the torch. What happened to you in there?
I saw a vision. A horned demon. She said the lords of hell are coming. She wanted to help the people survive.
Help them.
She called them her children, and they welcomed her. Like a mother.
Mother? No. It cannot be.
I must report to the cathedral. Listen, there is a hermit to the northeast. A man of questionable loyalty, but he knows of the forbidden. He might be useful to us. Bring him to the cathedral in Kiovashad, and you will be in the light's favor.
Do not call her that. It is a demon, Lilith. The Gospel says that she will walk among the people, posing as the Mother of Sanctuary. If she is here, it is humankind's own sin that has brought her. He surrounds himself with dark knowledge. Tread carefully, and pray he has not fallen to Lilith as well.
That is it for episode 1 of Diablo 4 on RPG Radio, though, everybody. Thank you so much for hanging out. If you made it this far, feel free to let me know in the comments how you are feeling about Diablo 4. I'm going to try to output about 2 of these bad boys per week so we can get enough content to keep at least myself satisfied and keep things entertaining. But I will see you all in the next one. Peace out.